Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I had created the sinking fund chart and I posted it in one of my groups that I am in, and I got a lot of questions about what is a sinking fund and wanted more explanation, so I thought I would come on here and do a video of explaining what a sinking fund is. So if you are familiar with Dave Ramsey, he speaks about a sinking fund, and basically a sinking fund is irregular expenses, something that comes up unexpected, maybe even a predictable expense, but it doesn't happen very often, so you can't really put it in your bills. And some examples of those would be like car maintenance, clothing, vacation, beauty like haircuts, color, things of that nature. And when you would do your sinking funds would be after you've completed your monthly budget and all of your bills have been accounted for. So basically this is just extra money. And what I like to do is I like to pull any extra money that I may have left out of my cash envelopes and apply it to my sinking funds at the end of the week, because I do get paid weekly and I budget weekly, so I also set my sinking funds for weekly. So I'm going to go through my sinking funds and show you exactly how I set it up. So these are my sinking funds. I'm doing birthdays, clothing, back to school, car maintenance, car tag, business fees, vacation, travel, anniversary, and Christmas. And then I did a running tally of every month. Just at the end of the month, like at the end of January, I will count what I have saved so far and I will put that amount in the box, and so on and so forth throughout the end of the year. Because you will be pulling from this money as the months go on. This is not something that will just sit in a banking account until the end of the month, the end of the year, I'm sorry. It is something that you will be pulling from as these things come up. So I get paid weekly, so I count the weeks, and I just use my calendar here to count the weeks that are in each month, and that's how I come up with the amount to save. So for birthdays, I am going to pull $16 out of each paycheck so that I will have $250 after 15 weeks is what I've counted. And for clothing, I'm doing $300, and I get this number right here, this 12, I get it from 300 divided by 25 weeks. I just use 25 weeks because I really don't buy a lot of clothing, so I just gave me some extra time to get to get 300. And then back to school, I did 200, and back to school is of course in August, so I did 24 weeks, which gives me $8 that I would need to set aside each week. Car maintenance, that would include anything like oil changes, if you have like a flat tire, or if something happens to your car that you need to have repaired. I think 500 is probably a good cushion. It's better than having $0 toward it. It may not be enough, but also it may not be, it's better than having zero. So 500, I thought that was a good place to start. And I just did 24 weeks so that I could save $21 each week toward car maintenance. And then my car tags, I did $250 because mine are due in February of next year. So I have some time on that, and that'll be like 48 weeks, I believe. So for car maintenance, I would divide it by 48 weeks. I'm sorry, car tag, I would divide it by 48 weeks, and then I would get $5 that I would need to pull each paycheck. And then so on and so forth. The same thing for my business fees. I am a hairstylist, so I do pay for my license and booth renter's license and things like that. and then I have a fund for a vacation because I am going on a girls trip at the end of July, so I want to set aside some spending money. This is only spending money. It's not including my flight and my hotel because I've already paid for that in advance. And I have an anniversary fund and a Christmas fund. So this is basically just a cushion so that you won't have to scramble for money when things like this come up. It will already be money set aside for these categories, and it's a great way to plan ahead for holidays and birthdays and things of that nature. So this is what you would use a sinking fund for. And this is just how I like to lay it out so that I can see exactly how much money I have as I go along. And also, a lot of people will set up their sinking funds in a bank account, like an online bank account, or at your local bank. But I prefer to do mine in cash just because I will be pulling from this money on a regular basis, and I don't want to have to go to the bank or have to have extra cards and things of that nature just for sinking funds. So I like to keep my sinking funds in cash. But this is the view of my setup for my sinking funds, and I hope that this explains what sinking funds are and how you would set aside the allotted amount for each category. Of course, yours would be different if you are paid bi-weekly or monthly, but because I'm paid weekly, then I go by weeks instead of every 2 weeks or every month, or however you are paid. You would just make those adjustments on your own. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you would like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any videos that I post in the future. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.